Hi guys, welcome to another WoW Diary video. This one is spur of the moment one. I don't know if you can see just up there, but my time at the moment, my local time is 3:12 a.m. I'm actually about to head off to into bed in a moment, as I say, and I thought, well, why not get a video processing and uploading and whatnot while I'm sleeping overnight, to save time during the day. So I thought I'll get a little one up for you guys now, just before I shoot off. Um, so I'm sorry if the editing's a little rough, as I say, because it's late. I'm a bit tired, as I say, but we'll see. Now, first thing you'll notice here is I'm not, well, besides me saying a hell of a lot, is that I'm not with my usual undead warlock. There's been a few changes since then. The first change was like me creating a new character, a troll mage. Now this came from me wanting to play about and experiment with a mage because I could tell that I favoured casters due to me really liking the undead warlock, and also because I love dealing lots of damage. I love high levels of DPS, and mages have often been nicknamed nukers for their incredible DPS potential. So I created a troll mage. However, more recently, I created this guy, a kind of cliche Blood Elf Paladin. Now, I don't know if you can see up here. Unfortunately, I won't be able to zoom you in because any keys I press now will be interpreted by the game. But he's level 13. See if this is easier to see. He's level 13 and he's a protection paladin. Which I'm finding at the moment seems to be a good build for an all-round tank and being able to take the damage. Now, this guy, I'm not going to do a guide or anything on tactics like I was with the warlock because I was a little more used to the warlock. I got to at least level 35 with my original undead demonology warlock. So. If you'll excuse me for a moment, it looks like I'm being attacked. Now this is the usual move. No, I don't know if you pick up what I was doing there. As I say, I hoped to break you in a little slower, but it looks like enemies are patrolling near me now, and it looks like another one is potentially coming close. Anyhow, the paladins work quite differently. If you're a WoW player, you'll know this already. But this guy, say his build, he's able to take a decent amount of punishment up that close at melee range, and he's able to somewhat heal him, keep himself healed as well. He can't handle large mobs or two or more enemies of a significantly higher level than himself. Especially when he's getting ambushed by level 17 creatures when he's only level 13. However, enemies like this he can handle easy enough. Big sword wielder, obviously carrying heavy armour as he's designed to be a tank. Like I say, he can really take the damage as long as the enemies are at a decent level. Some great abilities already. I'll just take you through the abilities in my quick bar here that are useful to me, or that I use, and I pretty much use them all. But the first one you'll see here is the Crusader Strike, which the Paladin comes with, which is basically a powerful, like, charged attack with your melee weapon that can also generate or charge holy power, which goes into here. Holy power can be used to use the word at the moment. Use the word of glory skill right here, which is an instant heal, which you know, it's pretty much a good lifesaver, especially because it doesn't cost mana either. It just uses 1 point of holy power. The only problem is it has a 20-second cooldown. So if you're being wailed on, it might not be so good. You know, if you've used it and whatever, you might still find yourself killed before the cooldown's over. Second skill here is Judgment. It's basically uses the energy of a seal to judge an enemy for holy damage. It's basically a burst of holy damage. It's not a huge amount, but it, you know, it does add to the DPS and gives you something to do while you're fighting, other than just slashing around with your sword. And while you're waiting for Crusader Strike to cool down, because that's your real kind of damage ability here. And then the next one here we'll see is Seal of Righteousness. That basically wants to be active the whole time. It will deal a small amount of holy damage, as well as regular weapon damage. So it basically just boosts your DPS a little. Next one, Holy Light, which is basically a heal spell that's not all that expensive, but does cost mana. It takes just around 2.5 seconds to cast approximately. So it does have a casting time. It's not that useful during battle, but it is useful between battles, or to basically help out an ally, or to, you know, basically work as a backup healer or as the primary healer. Word of Glory, instant heal, lifesaver, as I've already said. Righteous Fury. Now this is basically your tanking skill when you're with a party, you're raiding or whatever, you know, you're doing dungeon work and you're acting as a tank. You'll want this active at all times. It basically increases your threat generation, and like I say, therefore making you a little more effective as the tank. Arcane Torrent, that's a racial ability. I don't really use that much, I ain't going to go over it with you. And then here, the one I've got here tucked off to the side, Redemption. This is basically a revive ability. It'll bring a dead ally back to life on the spot with 35% of maximum health and mana. Can't be cast in combat, but is otherwise pretty useful outside of combat to bring an ally back. As I say, you know, it could be useful during, you know, I don't know if it would be useful during a raid because you'd probably be constantly in battle, but it can be useful when you're questing with a group and the likes, you know. So, very useful skill. I've not had to use it myself yet because I've not been in a group with this guy yet. Anyway, let's quickly head into another battle and I'll show you my basic game plan with this character for now. This is not meant to be as a guide because I'm still new to Paladins, so I'm not fully familiar with them. Let me check my frame rate, by the way. Yeah, for some reason it seems to have been stuck permanently at 20 there. I don't know if that's a game bug, because usually it's at least 30, and then it'll usually go over that, so I don't know what's happening there. I honestly don't. Anyway, let's take on a guy. It might just be this area that it's stuck at 20 with. Now I'll right click to attack, leave him attacking, make sure my seal is active, which it wasn't there, so just activate it, and then Crusader Strike, and then the Judgment while the Crusader Strike is cooling down, then Crusader Strike again, which you see is down already there. And then pretty much I'll be doing that. Basically my game plan is mostly to spam Crusader Strike, and while that's cooling down, hit a little, you know, quickly hit Judgment, but build up you keep using my Crusader Strike to deal extra damage and build up my holy power, and then if I start getting a little low on health, use my Word of Glory to get my health up. Now I'll try and demonstrate that again with another battle. I'm trying not to walk right into the horde though, as I'll be quitting in a second. There we go, attack, Crusader Strike, Judgment, Crusader Strike is back, do it again, he's dead already. You see, I can take the punishment pretty well. Let's take another one on, again, attack, Crusader Strike, Judgment while cooling down. Crusade strike again. He's almost dead, so let's just let him attack now. As my health's getting a little low, let's use Word of Glory. There we go, back to max health. And let's loot the dead bastard now. Okay, we're done with that. Now, I'm going to quit here, which is not the best thing to do because there's a lot of enemies around, but I'm sure I'll be prepared when I come back on, which will probably be tomorrow at some point. Wouldn't surprise me. So, that's basically it for today's WoW diary and how I'm getting on in the world of Warcraft. My subscription runs out towards the end of this month. I doubt I'll be renewing, as I say, mostly because I've met someone and yeah. Wait for that to quit. Yeah, as I say, mostly because I've met someone, but beyond that, it's really none of your business. But as I say, I'm finding that I'm probably going to need my money more for other things. So I probably won't be renewing my WoW subscription right away. But if I get a bit of spare cash along the way, I'll probably, because it's only $8.99. I'm just saying I probably won't let it renew this time, but I'll probably, buy a fresh month subscription when I can next afford it, relatively soon. I probably won't make another WoW Diary video out of this subscription now, because I don't plan on making them daily or weekly or regularly, just putting them up when there's significant progress or something worth, I just feel like providing you guys with a video and I can't think of anything else to make, then I'll make a WoW Diary video so long as my WoW is active. So this is J800R. Thank you very much for watching. Sorry for being a little ummy and airy and whatnot, and I'm sorry if the post-recording, editing of the video is a little sketchy. As I say, it's late, I'm tired, I'm just about to head into bed as I, once I get this video rendering and uploading. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.